Hi guys, Happy New Year! I hope you all had a great festive season. I certainly enjoyed myself. I had loads of fun with the family, and it was really lovely to have my two girls this year because my youngest was only born in February last year. So it was her first Christmas and we had loads of fun together. It gets better every year as your kids get older. There's a lot more to enjoy, and it's just so much fun. It's just lovely. Hello and welcome to all my new subscribers. Thank you for joining me, and anybody that's new and watching for the first time, hello to you as well. So I thought I'd do a series of short videos, little snippety videos that you can watch on the go, but knitted together they would all make up a full face makeup application. And but on their own they will just be little parts of a routine. So for example, the first two videos that I'm going to do, today's one is going to be how to curl your lashes professionally and get a real curl to them and a curvature as opposed to just a lift. And another video that I'm going to do after that quite soon is going to be how to do your eyebrows in a really quick and efficient way, but to give them shape and fullness. I'm a mother of two now. I'm soon going to be going back to work full time, so I'm going to have even less time than I do at the moment. And I really like to still do my makeup. I really like to still feel like me, but time is of the essence, and also money comes into it as well, because I don't have masses and masses of disposable income. I mean, who does really? But I have to weigh up sort of the time and the economy of things so that I can still live the life that I want to, and in this case I still do my makeup so that I still feel like normal old me, and I can face the day as I choose to, really. So I've had to adapt my makeup routine. It's a lot quicker, there are less products, but I do more with the products that I've got. So I'd like to let you into some of those little secrets that I've developed along the way. Hopefully some of you that might be in a similar situation to me, that you might find them quite useful. So today's video is all about how to curl your lashes professionally. This is something that I have developed on myself, on my myself. That makes sense. I have developed on myself, on my own eyes, over the years. I have curled my lashes for as long as I can remember. So in a minute I'm going to take off my makeup, just my eyes, so that you can see me do it from scratch, and you will see when I have no makeup on, my lashes are poker straight, so much so that you wouldn't even know they were there. So if I get a little bit close to the camera, you can see that my lashes are quite long actually, but you wouldn't notice them unless I curled them. So over the years I've kind of I've refined my use of my eyelash curlers. I'll show you the curlers that I use. They are not fancy in the slightest. They are, oh, I can't even find them. They're by Revlon, so they're quite affordable. You know, when I say not fancy in the slightest, I'm not knocking Revlon or anything like that. I'm just checking and make sure they're not really grubby. That's embarrassing, isn't it, being a makeup artist and having grubby stuff, but hey ho. So these, they're a bit naff. They've got little Demontes on, and I was a bit like, really? But anyway, these are by Revlon. They are purple, they are metal, and they're absolutely fine. Now the thing I like about these is they don't have that spring load. Some of them come with a real spring to them, so they spring back open and you've got to squeeze them shut and then they spring back open. I don't like that, because when it breaks, it means I've had a few lash curlers like that, and when the spring mechanism breaks, it means they're completely floppy, and it's really difficult for you to squeeze them shut because it's like they lose their ability to align. I don't care about brand, and I don't care about price, but I do care about having a hinge as opposed to a spring. So I don't know if that helps you out at all, but it's just something that I look out for that really helps, because it means that they're going to last you a bit longer. You've got much less chance of a hinge mechanism breaking than you have with a spring. I'm going to stop waving these around now because that's an irritating noise, isn't it? So they're the eyelash curlers that I'm going to be using in this video and showing you what I do with them. But right now I'm going to take off my eyes. And this is L'Oreal Gentle Eye Makeup Remover. Now they do two types of eye makeup remover, and one of them is a liquid of two halves. It's got an oil half and a water-based half, and what you do is you shake them up to mix them. I buy this one, and this tends to be $3.49 or $3.50 depending on where you shop, but I tend to buy it when it's on offer, and then it's normally knocked down to $2.50 or three for the price of two, and I tend to get those in Sainsbury's or Boots, and they're the places that do those offers, so it's quite good to stock up when they're on offer. But I have used this since I was 15. It used to be in a very different bottle, but it's always had the same smell, and it's always been really super gentle on my eyes, and it shifts everything. I love it. So I'm going to take off my eye makeup, and then I will come back to you. Okay, so that's my eye makeup taken off. I'm feeling a little bit bleary-eyed. I'm doing this all backwards really, because it's the end of the day. I've just put my girls to bed and I've been wearing my makeup all day, and I'm having to take it off to put it back on again just to do this video. And I know that's totally backwards, but if I don't do my video at the end of the day, then I just don't get another opportunity to do it. Okay, so by this stage when I am doing my daily makeup, what I've done by now is my foundation and my concealer if I use it, and then my powder set and some blusher if I'm going to be wearing it. And what I do is I actually take my foundation over my eyelid, but I don't like specifically apply it to my eyelid. I just use any excess that's on the tip of my finger and I just pat it over. And then what I do is I powder set my eyelid as well. And the reason I do that is so that my lashes get a coating of foundation and powder. It will almost prime them and mattify them so that your mascara has a better base to cling to, and it's more likely to last longer. And it's not going to smudge as easily as well. So it's off to a good start, and it also means that you've almost primed the lids of your eyes as well. So some people get really oily eyelids, and every little helps. So if you're mattifying them in the first place before makeup application, then it's just going to help you out. So the first thing I do with my mascara application is do I really want to hold this up to the camera? So this is a brow colour brush, but I just tend to use this end. So what I do, if I can get my big mirror so I can actually see what I'm doing, is I actually just brush through my lashes. Not because I'm particularly fussy, but because I've got lashes that come right down low into the corner here, and they tend to face down, which is really irritating, and I want them to lift up so that my eyelash curler can grip all of them. Because if your eyelash curler is only gripping the ones that are facing up, then the ones that are facing down will just get neglected and they won't get curled at all. So I try and just lift them all up so that they all get a bit of a crimping. That sounds nice, doesn't it? Okay, and then I actually curl my lashes in 4 stages, and that sounds a right faff, but it takes seconds. It sounds worse than it is, I promise. So what I do is I curl right at the root of the lash, as close to the skin as I can get without pinching it, because that absolutely kills. I've done it many a time. And what I do is I have them wide open, and then I actually lay this part on the skin and I lower it down as close as I can get to the lashes, and then I simply close that bit onto them. So I'll show you me doing that so you can actually see it in action, but here I'm just going to be crimping at the root of the lash, and the purpose of that is to get, there you go, I'm in place now, and I can't do it without opening my mouth like a total trout, like that. It's really weird. I've been doing it for a long time, since I was a teenager, and I had this friend who used to come round after school, and he would watch me doing my makeup before we went out, and he'd always say to me, like, why can't you just keep your mouth shut? And I just can't do it. So I just hold it for a few seconds. Normally I'm chatting to one of my girls, but already you can see the lift that has given me. I tend to crimp a couple of my lower lashes at the same time, which isn't good, but I'll sort that out later. All that's done is it's lifted the lashes. It hasn't actually curled them for me. So next is the curling bit, but I like to lift them first so that they're all up, standing to attention, and you've got easy access to them for the next step. And the next step is I'm going to go to the tip of the lashes, and I'm going to just give them a squeeze right at the tips, maybe a couple of millimeters away from the tips of the lashes. I'm going to get really complicated in a minute, so I hope you're staying with me. So let me just line them all up, and as I say, I align the top part, this bit that's got the rhinestones on, I align that against where I want them to crimp, and then I just squeeze the lower part up to meet it, because I think if you're hovering around and you're trying to get them to meet your lashes perfectly in the middle, it just doesn't happen. So if you align one half of the curlers to your lashes, then the other part has just got to come up to meet it. It's a lot easier. That's had more than enough time. I hope I'm not waving this mirror in front of my face. I'm trying to do it carefully and considerately. So hopefully you can see there's not so much lift in them now, because what I'm doing is actually giving them a curl. So I've curled the very, very tips. And the next thing I'm going to do is do the same thing, but about halfway down the lash. Okay, now I'm doing a lot of talking, so this is taking a hell of a lot longer than it takes me to do in the mornings. I probably have this all done and dusted in about 30 seconds, and that'll be whilst I'm in the middle of probably having a go at one of my girls as well. Stop smacking your sister, give her that toy back, sort of thing. Yeah, so this takes a lot less time than I'm making it sound like it does. It sounds a little bit inconvenient, but it really isn't. So that one was halfway down the lash, so you can see you're getting a little bit more lift now, but it's lift with a curvature as well. And the last thing I'm going to do is right back down to the roots again. There you go, she's got her mouth open again. So this one is to lift them all the way back up again. So basically you're doing 4 crimps, base, tip, middle, and then base. And I tend to do that last one for a lot less time because it's already had a little lift and it doesn't need it. And there you go, and they're ready. Now it's really hard for you to see the type of curl that I've given them, so I'm just going to add a little bit of mascara. Now a minute ago, can you see the difference in my eyes? Like, that's curled and that's not. They are poker straight naturally. The mascara that I'm currently using is Thick and Fast by Soap and Glory. I like it. It's nothing to write home about. I mean, I'm not wowed by it, but I love the big fat brush. The consistency is good and it lasts me a long time, so can't knock it really. There's nothing negative, it's just not particularly amazing. So this is like my go-to if nothing else tickles my pickle, sort of thing. Okay, so when I take my mascara, I only work it through the tips of the lash. And I'll tell you for why. I find that if you take your mascara straight through to the roots of the lashes, you instantly get clumping. And the reason that is because the majority of the product, when you first apply it, needs to be worked through the tips of the lashes, because then you can whisk it off if you've accidentally deposited too much on the lashes. If you put it right down the root of the lashes, then what happens when you put too much product on at the root is it just sticks all your lashes together, so they kind of stand like that as opposed to fanned out. And what you want is fluffy, fanned out lashes. So I don't get down to the roots of my lashes with my mascara until I've actually thoroughly coated the tips of the lashes and worked in the majority of the product. I'm really making this sound so complicated. I hope you're bearing with me. But you can see my lashes a lot more clearly now that they've got a bit of mascara on. And this is what they looked like earlier before I took my makeup off. And then I just kind of look at them and I think if some of them are facing that way and I want them to go that way, then I'll kind of nudge them. I'm actually on a really good eyelash week. Now I don't know if any of you know what the hell I'm talking about, but sometimes I have a lot fall out at the same time, and then you have to kind of nudge some the opposite direction to fill in the gap. So that for me is a bad eyelash week, and at the moment I'm on a good eyelash week. Okay, on that note, let's move on. So what I'm going to do now is, rather than talk through the other eye, because I've already talked you through it, I'm just going to whiz through the second eye and then show you the overall effect. Okay, so I've done both eyes. I've only done one coat of mascara, and I'd normally do two. For demonstration purposes, this is fine. All I would do with the second coat is just add a little bit more volume and definition, but I think you can see that they are fully coated and they've got quite a nice curl to them. You might have noticed when I was doing my mascara that I tend to have my mirror right down low, and I tend to look down in it. Now the reason I do that, there's another little tip for you, is because if you look right down low, like at chin level, then you're less likely to get all your mascara up here on your eyelid. If you're looking straight ahead and your mirror is at eye level in front of your face, then you're just going to naturally knock into your brow bone and your socket bone all the time, and then you're going to have loads of cleanup to have to do, and that's really irritating if you've already done your eyeshadow and things like that. So I find that having my mirror right down low and looking into it actually helps me make less of a mess. I hope that's been helpful. Next time I'm going to be doing a video on brow application. You can probably see my brows here if I just get my fringe out of the way. So my next video is going to be another short one, giving you some information about how I do those. And I only use one product as well, so it's really economical and quick. So I hope you look forward to that. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed the video, then don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on any in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.